All right, good evening, everyone. I am Kushal and I will be taking today's session. A very warm welcome to each and everyone who's present right now from the side of Team Nucleus. Yeah, first of all, a huge congratulations to everyone to be actually a part of this boot camp that the society is organizing. A bit about Nucleus. We are the Analytics Society from Shahid Sukhdev College, and we will be taking this Power BI bootcamp for 3 days. So I'll be explaining the details in a few minutes. We are waiting for a few people to join. We'll be beginning at 7:05. Before we start, I hope everyone has installed Power BI on their desktops and there were no problem in installing the application. If anyone faced any problem, do let us know in the live chat section. For the form for attendance and certificate, I'll like once we start with the introductions, I'll be telling you the guidelines about how the attendance and certification will work. Perfect, perfect. I can see most people have installed. Yes, it is Kritik. It is no problem. If you cannot sign in, that's completely fine. That is not an issue. Sloth by Sin. Could you elaborate on the issues? The moderators will help you out. Okay, okay, that is great. A few more minutes and then we'll start officially. It's completely fine, Mahalakshmi. You can, for now, you can just refer to the live stream. And once your Power BI gets installed, you can try it out at your own pace. And then tomorrow, on the day two of bootcamp, you can ask any if there were any doubts. Yes, Purvanshi, that would be perfect. Uh, Amar Buchakal, yes, the live will be uploaded after it is done. So if you miss out on something or if you want to revisit a particular topic, you can do that even after the live ends. Monica, it's completely fine if you are not able to sign in. You can still use the application. Most of the features are available even if you are not signed in. Uh, Amrina, I'll just be explaining once we start. All right. Just one last question before we begin. I just want to know how much do you guys have an idea about, say, for example, data, say, for example, Excel or Power BI? I just want to know, like, if you had to give out a rating to yourself, say, a beginner, intermediate, advanced. So, which one would you say you are? All right. I see mostly beginner people are there and intermediates are there. Perfect, perfect. So I think people, those who are beginners, will obviously gain a lot through this 3-day bootcamp. You'll cover the basics as well as some parts of the advanced Power BI. And the intermediate people who have the knowledge, a bit of knowledge, but then they want to get advanced, they'll also gain a lot of knowledge through this bootcamp. Yep, Smriti, perfect. It's an analysis of data, visualization of data. Does Excel have to be activated because mine asking to be paid? Um, you still can use Excel without paying anything, but then I think you need an activation license to actually use Excel. Perfect, productive get. That's perfect. All right then. So yes, now we'll be beginning with the session. For a comfort, we'll keep the language English. So I'll be using both Hindi as well as English. Right? Perfect. So, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to this 3-day bootcamp. We'll be starting today covering the basics of Power BI. We'll be diving into what Power BI is, how do we actually function with Power BI, and we'll be explaining everything. Right? We are Nucleus. We are the official data analytics society for Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies, University of Delhi. Now, Power BI is an app which is used to analyze data and visualize it. अब visualize हम करते क्यों हैं? उससे पहले let's see क्या हम Power BI से क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. So I'll be showing you a few reports. So say for example, this is a report that we have created in Power BI, entirely in Power BI. तो हम यहाँ पे देख पा रहे हैं, हम यहाँ पे समझ पा रहे हैं. If say we are reading cumulative satellites by country and year, तो हमें दिख रहा है कि यूएसए की सबसे ज्यादा है by 2023. Then there's UK, then there's China. But we can clearly see that USA has a huge difference than the other countries. Then we have the count of satellites. How the count of satellites are divided. USA की सबसे ज़्यादा, UK की इतनी, China की इतनी. And then we can further see कि USA में military में इतनी है, government में इतनी है, civil में इतनी है, and so on and so forth. So this is made easy for the readability of data. अब यहाँ पे हमें number of satellites launched दिख रहा है. If I just give you the data, I'll show you how the data looks. I'll explain everything कि यहाँ पे क्या क्या हो रहा है, but I'll just show you कि number of satellites launched अगर मैं आपको raw data दिखाऊँ तो वो कैसा दिखेगा. Just a second. Okay. So this is how our raw data looks. अब now as we can see current official satellite name. अब इसका एक नाम है and there is a type of orbit that is related to it. अब non-polar inclined, as you can see, there are a lot of non-polar inclined satellites, but then we do not have an exact number. So this is the downside of a raw data, that we do not know and it is very difficult to read the data. But when we visualize the data, अब यहाँ पे हम easily देख सकते हैं how many countries do we have? We have 54 countries. How many satellites do we have? We have around 6.7 thousand satellites. This is what visualization helps, right? Then we move on to some other dashboard. This is a dashboard on mental health that we have created. So herein we can see कि depression score का average क्या है, what is the average stress levels that the people have, and we can also filter the data. Say for example, I need to see कि young and active population में कितना average depression score है. What I'll do is I'll just click on this and my data would be updated automatically. So now it's telling me कि young and average का average stress level is 9.8. तो younger generations जैसे 18 to 35 वाले जो generations है, which are typically Gen Zs and some part of millennials, उनका average stress level is, अब इससे मैं क्या interpret कर सकता हूँ कि जो average stress level 10 है, बच्चों का कहीं ना कहीं या फिर youth का कहीं ना कहीं कम होता है. So these are some kind of interpretations that you can make through visualizing the data. अभी करते कैसे हैं वो हम आज के throughout the 3 days हम सीखेंगे, right? So whenever you open your Power BI, you will be on this screen, pretty sure. Or else if you're on this screen, just click on a blank report. Just click on blank report and you will get to this screen. And now you have nothing over here. You have no data included. You have just this slides, right? Now I'll just go through a bit of tabs on what the basic tabs can help in. Just a second. Okay. So now as the tab says, get data. What can get data do? Obviously it will help me to import some data, right? Now there are multiple ways through which you can get data. Say for example, Excel is there, a basic Excel file that you can upload which contains all the data. Then you have semantic models. Then you have data flows, Dataverse, SQL Server, CSVs. CSVs are files which are comma separated files, which are pretty small in size, but can contain a very huge data. Like say for example, 10,000 rows, 1 lakh rows. बहुत बड़ा data इनमें store हो सकता है at a very small size. Then you can even get the data from a web page. You can get data from anywhere. Books and all the other relevant sources are also mentioned in the description, right? So you can check out from there. And also about the attendance of the sessions, I think someone had asked in the chat. So how that will happen is we'll be floating a quiz for the certification, and your details will be picked out from the form itself. So make sure ki you are not making any discrepancy in the Google Forms that you're submitting. All right, perfect. I hope everyone has reached this page in their Power BI. तो अब हम इसमें क्या करेंगे? अब I'll be just explain you the basic tabs that are there, basic interface, how you can interact with the interface. I hope my voice is coming now, if it's fine. All right, perfect. I'll just repeat the attendance wala concept once. So what we will do is we will float a Google form quiz at the somewhere around the end of the session, which you guys will have to fill. उसमें basic questions होंगे regarding what had happened in the session. You will have to answer those questions, fill the form with most correct details. Make sure that सारी details correct हो, because whoever attends the session for all the 3 days, the bootcamp for all the 3 days, only those people will be considered for the final certification. So only you guys will be getting the certification if you attend for 3 days. And your details are very important because we will be taking the certifications details only from the Google form. So make sure that the names are not like misspelled or something, right? Okay. And how we will be continuing in the session is I will just explain a bit of Power BI. Then I'll give you some time so that you can also do it in your own Power BI. Then we'll be taking some more topics. Then we will be repeating the process. Perfect. Okay. Perfect then. ठीक है. Okay. Before starting, make sure that you guys have reached this screen. If यहाँ इस स्क्रीन तक कोई नहीं पहुंच पा रहा है तो do let me know in the comments. किसी को भी अगर कोई दिक्कत आ रही है तो यहाँ पर इस स्क्रीन तक make sure that you are here on the screen. I'm not able to get. All right, Shifty, could you explain like what's the problem we're facing? We have moderators in the chat. They will help you out with everything. तो अगर आपको कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है तो मेक श्योर कि आप वहां पे बताओ कि आपको ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. All right, I'll make sure to use more of English, but then being my mother tongue, Hindi will eventually come out. But then yes, we'll try to keep maximum of the session in English. Reached. Perfect. All right. Seeing that most people have reached, we'll now proceed with the basic interface introduction. All right. So as I was telling, get data. So you can use this button to import whatever data you have. So I have Excel files here. So I'll be uploading the Excel files here. How can you do that? Simply, you just click on get data button. Okay. And then it will open a pop-up. See, now it has opened the pop-up. So now say for example, I have an Excel workbook. So I will click on Excel workbook and I will click on pen. Or else you can simply do it from import data from Excel directly. You can get our datasets that we'll be using today and other relevant resources that we will be using from the description. We have attached the drive link of all the relevant files in the description. So import data from Excel. And now I have these three files. So I'll import one. So say for example, I want to import this product data file on my Power BI. So I'll just click on this. I'll click on open and that is it. Now Power BI will do its magic. It will load for a few seconds depending upon your speed of laptop and your internet. And it will then give you the preview. It will open the preview pop-up for you, the navigator pop-up or the preview pop-up. Then here it will show you whatever data you have. So now it shows me that this is my file and this is the table I have in the file. So I'll select this. I'll click on this, the tick button besides this. And then now here is my data. It truncates the data, which means it basically shortens the data. So it gives me the first few rows. It does not give me all the rows. In the preview section, it gives me the first few rows so that I can just preview whatever I'm getting. Is it the right data I'm getting or is it the wrong data? So as I can see, it's the right data that I'm getting. So I'll just preview it once. हाँ, ऊपर नीचे देख लो, हर column check कर लो if it's fine. And then once you see it's fine, then just click on load. So here is the load button. So you'll just click on load. And this will load the data into the Power BI. Again, you just click on load and do nothing. Power BI will do its own magic. So see, it is loading the data, and similarly, once the data is loaded, you will see it over here. Now, what is this? You guys would be wondering. So, ये जो tab है, meanwhile it's loading the data. I'll just explain. ये जो visualizations करके आपको right में दिख रहा है, ये हमारा basic Power BI का काम करता है, जो कि charts को load करना होता है. Visualization obviously charts को load करना. So यहाँ पे जैसे we can see there is a bar chart, there is a stack column chart, then there are pie charts, donut charts, and so on and so forth. funnel charts are there. So you can try out these charts. We'll obviously be trying out in the later part of the sessions. So we'll be importing all the 3 Excel files that are there. So you can download all the 3 files. You can load them into your system as well. Just close all the other tabs. Perfect. Just a second. Meanwhile, make sure that you have loaded all the 3 files in your own Power BI. Okay, perfect. So I think my files are loaded. From where to download the files? You can download the files in there from the description. Okay, perfect. So once your data is loaded, yes, you can select only one file at a time to load in Power BI. So you'll have to repeat the process again and again. So you click on get data, you select one file, you select whichever table you want from that file, and then you'll click on load. So I'll just repeat the process here as well for all those who could not see once. Okay, so I'll click on get data. I'll click on Excel workbook because my data is in Excel workbook. And then I'll click on the second file. So this is my second file. I'll click on open. And then here. So this is my data. My data is in only sheet 1. Sheet 2 is empty. So this is my data. I'll click on load again. So simple. What did I do? I clicked on get data. I clicked on the Excel file that I want to load. And then when it gives me the preview, I selected the file which I want to load. And now I can review the file. That is it the file I want? Yes, it is the file I want. So now I'll just click on load. So here it shows me both the files. Right now I'll click on the third workbook, which is my sales data. I'll open the data. And then I'll select both the sheets because my data exists in both the sheets. And I'll click on load once the preview is evaluated. Perfect. So here, as you can see, the preview is evaluated. So I can simply just load the data here as well. Okay, we'll let the data load. Perfect. So make sure that all the 3 files that are there are uploaded in your Power BI. Meanwhile, I would like to explain why do we actually use Power BI? What's the point of using Power BI? Right. So while our data is loading, could anyone tell me? I saw a lot of intermediates, or if any beginner wants to try, why do you think we use Power BI? Okay, so if you're having problems in uploading the data, you can only select one file at a time. So like you'll have to repeat the process like I did. I repeated the process 3 times. So you will have to do the same as well. For visualization, visualize the data, perfect. Visually represent complex data, right? To analyze and present data in a better way, perfect. Anything other than data visualization that we can use? How do you think, like, how can it actually help you? What can be the use case of actually visualizing the data? To create dashboards and to have an easier understanding of the presentation of data, right? Right. ठीक है. वेरी गुड. सो आई थिंक वी हैव आंसर द क्वेश्चन कि हम लोग पावर बीआई का काम क्यों करते हैं, ताकि हम डेटा को विजुअलाइज कर पाए. वी कैन विजुअलाइज द डेटा. जो भी हमारे पास रॉ डेटा है, ऑब्वियसली रॉ डेटा इज वेरी ह्यूज, वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स, एंड very bad as a whole. Like, you cannot understand anything, you cannot interpret anything out of it. If I just give you that, say for example, you have 10 people and 10 people scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 marks in the exam, right? What will you do with that data? You can practically do nothing, right? But then if I give you that the average of these numbers was these many marks, then you will actually be able to get an insight that yes, there were 10 people and the average marks were this many marks. So this is what Power BI helps in making decisions, actually gaining something out of the data, interpreting something out of the data. आप समझ सकते हो कि वो डेटा कहना क्या चाह रहा है. What is the data speaking to you? If I give you a sales data and I give you an visualization, say I give you a chart, I give you this chart, so you'll be able to see कि sales में sales कितनी grow हो रही है. Is the sales growing? Is the sales decreasing? What is the sales happening? Right? And based on that, we can actually make some decisions for future. Say if we are seeing that the sales are growing, then we know कि हमारा revenue is very good. We can increase that product, that particular product. Perfect. We can filter data, make dashboards. Yes, perfect. When you're opening second file, it's giving table is empty. So in the second file, you'll only have to import the first sheet. Try not to upload the second sheet because it's empty, so it does not have any data. Can we use any that? Yes, you're open to use any other data set. Just make sure that you're aligning with the session. Kaur Tashveen, could you like elaborate what? I can definitely elaborate if you tell me what to elaborate on. So yes, I hope we understand why are we doing this, why are we learning this? Because this is something that is very crucial once you go into corporate fields or any field you are working. You'll face data in real life. चाहे किसी भी फील्ड में आप जा रहे हो, आप डेटा पे वर्क करोगे ही करोगे. And to understand that data, you need to actually see that data. That what is the data speaking to you? What does the data actually mean? तो उसके लिए you need to understand the visuals of data. Simran, you will have to import the data sets that are given in the description. Perfect. Is everyone done? Is there anyone who has not loaded the data? If everyone is done, so we'll just move on to the next steps. Just write done in the comments if you are done. Perfect, perfect. Yes, I can see most people are done. So, okay, let's move on to the next parts of the session. So, अब आपने यहाँ पे आपके पास डेटा में शीट्स आ गई होंगी कि ये आपका डेटा है, and then you can see the particular columns that each sheet has. When you click on this arrow, तो ये आपका पॉपअप खोल देगा कि सेल्स में ये सारे डेटा है, then sheet 1 में ये सारे डेटा है, then sheet 1, 2 में ये सारे डेटा है. I'll tell you how to rename these sheets so that you can read the data better in a better way and understand the data. ठीक है, आपके पास डेटा का ये कॉलम है एंड इसमें आपका पूरा डेटा दिखा देता है कि ये कॉलम्स आपके डेटा में अवेलेबल है, राइट? दिस इज द विजुअलाइजेशन टैब्स एज आई एक्सप्लेन्ड. इसमें चार्ट्स होते हैं which we'll be covering in the later in the session. ठीक है. Then here we have import data. Then we have queries में transform data. ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा हम अभी सीखेंगे क्या होता है. ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा इज बेसिकली यूज्ड टू क्लीन द डेटा. अब हमारे पास एक रॉ डेटा है, ठीक है. अंडरस्टैंड, तुम एक कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो, तुम्हारे पास एक कंपनी की तरफ से डेटा आया कि तुमको इससे एक विजुअलाइजेशन बनानी है. डू यू रियली थिंक कि वो डेटा एकदम परफेक्ट होगा? Obviously नहीं. That is not possible. You'll have inconsistencies in the data. Inconsistencies का मतलब, अगर डेट का एक फॉर्मेट होता है DDMMYYYY, जैसे आप डेट, मंथ और ईयर लिखते हो. अब मैंने जब डेटा एंट्री करी थी, मैंने जब डेटा लिखा था, तो मैंने तो डेट, मंथ, ईयर लिखा था. बट किसी और ने जब डेटा लिखा तो उसने मंथ, डे और ईयर लिख दिया, राइट. अब ये डेट के अलग अलग फॉर्मेट हो गए, बट एंट्री तो सेम ही जगह पर हुई. तो ये इनकंसिस्टेंट डेटा हो गया. इसे कहते हैं जब डेटा एक अलग अलग फॉर्मेट में होता है. डेटा तो दोनों सही है, बट अलग अलग फॉर्मेट में. इसे कहते हैं इनकंसिस्टेंट डेटा. तो इसको हमें क्लीन करना होता है, बेसिकली इसको हमें सही करना होता है. देन देयर कैन बी सम डेटा जहाँ पे एंट्री नहीं हो रखी है ना, कि से फॉर एग्जांपल देयर इज स्टॉक मार्केट का डेटा है, तो उसमें मेरे पास मंडे का स्टॉक प्राइस है, मंडे से लेके फ्राइडे तक का स्टॉक प्राइस है, बट सैटरडे संडे का स्टॉक प्राइस नहीं है, राइट. तो अब मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं वो डेटा जो सैटरडे संडे का एम्प्टी है, मैं उसको क्लीन करने की कोशिश करूंगा, उसमें कुछ डालने की कोशिश करूंगा, राइट. तो उसके लिए मेरे को ट्रांसफॉर्म का यूज करना पड़ेगा. ओके, देन दिस इज टेक्स्ट बॉक्स. क्योंकि यहाँ पे हम डायरेक्ट टेक्स्ट एडिट ऐड नहीं कर सकते, तो हम टेक्स्ट बॉक्स का यूज करके टेक्स्ट ऐड कर सकते हैं. ऑलराइट, सो you can use a text box. Then calculations के लिए you can use measures. Measures are basically statistical tools that you can use. Say for example, you are given a sales data and you're given a cost data. So through calculation, that sales minus cost, you can calculate your profit. So this is what measures can do, right? I hope everyone has understood home tab. Then we'll move on to insert. Insert is very basic. You can insert text box, buttons, shapes, any image that you want to insert, any visual you want to insert, anything, right? Modeling, again, as I told, measures is there, column is there, things like that. Then view mein, there is basic formatting that we will be covering tomorrow in the day 2 of the bootcamp. And yes, tabs are like these. Now I've explained you this, I've explained you this, I've explained you this. What is this? अब ये एक करके एक्सप्लेन करते हैं. So this is the report view. Report view is the basic visualizations of the view. जो भी आप बना रहे हो प्रॉपर चार्ट्स वगैरह के साथ, प्रॉपर बटन्स के साथ, that is the report view, right? Second is the table view. Okay, तो जब आप टेबल व्यू पे क्लिक करोगे तो यहाँ पे आप पूरा अपना डेटा देख सकते हो. You can see your entire data that is there. So say for example, I've clicked on sales table. This is my entire data. Order line, reseller key, customer key, product key, order date, due date, ship date, etc. and so on, right? So ये मेरा पूरा डेटा है in the sales table. Then I click on this. This is my product data. As I've uploaded the data, so I know that yes, this is my product data. Okay. Then this is my reseller data. And this is lastly is my again sales data. Okay. Since the data is very big, the data, it will take time for you to load. So yes. Okay. This is the table view. So we have understood report view, we have understood table view. Now moving on to the model view. Ab model view, as we can see, there are three, how do we call it, tables or something like that. Three basically, since you have 4 tables, so we have 4 models here. So what you can do is you can connect these models. जैसे अगर आपको ये दिख रहा हो तो ये connected है एक दूसरे से. How? तो as you can see, there is a प्राइमरी की क्या होती है, हर एक टेबल में ना एक वैल्यू होती है, एक ऐसा कॉलम होता है जो कि यूनिक होता है. से फॉर एग्जांपल आप एक कॉलेज में, तो योर रोल नंबर इज यूनिक टू यू. आपका रोल नंबर किसी और के रोल नंबर से मैच नहीं कर सकता, वो रोल नंबर सिर्फ आपका होगा. तो आपका जो भी डेटा स्टोर होता है स्कूल कॉलेज के पास, वो आपके रोल नंबर के बेस पे होता है, ना कि आपके नाम के बेस पे. तो जैसे आपका रोल नंबर कहीं पे डाला जाएगा तो आपका सारा डेटा आ सकता है. तो सिमिलरली ऑलमोस्ट इन एवरी टेबल्स यू विल फाइंड अ वैल्यू व्हिच इज यूनिक, राइट? इसको हम कहते हैं प्राइमरी की. तो सिमिलरली इन दिस डेटा वी हैव कस्टमर की एज द प्राइमरी की. तो इस वाले कॉलम में देयर इज कस्टमर के साथ ऑर्डर डेट का डेटा, रीसेलर का डेटा. तो जो भी इस कॉलम का डेटा है वही इस कॉलम्स का भी डेटा है। यहाँ पे तो कॉलम सेम है, बट देन अगर कॉलम्स डिफरेंट होते तब भी मैं कस्टमर की से लेके मैं ये सारे कॉलम्स को मैच कर पाता हूँ। I hope this made sense. If there is any doubt अभी तक in the basic interface, हमने basic interface cover कर लिया. DAX and TMDL. This is DAX query view as you can see here, and this is TMDL view. ये दोनों we will be covering in the third day of the bootcamp, in the advanced of the bootcamp. अभी के लिए there is these three tabs which you will be functioning on basically. मॉडल व्यू भी हम बेसिक में कवर इतना ज्यादा नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि पावर बीआई डज इट ऑटोमेटिकली। अभी भी आपने देखा होगा ये चीज मैंने नहीं करी थी, बट पावर बीआई ने खुद ही रीड कर लिया डेटा, खुद ही उसने ऑटोमेटिक सेट कर दिया। इसको हम कहते हैं रिलेशनशिप सेट करना, यानी कि हम कस्टमर की के साथ एक दूसरी कस्टमर की का रिलेशनशिप सेट कर रहे हैं। तो हम कह रहे हैं कि ये और ये आपस में रिलेटेड है, आपस में कनेक्टेड है। ओके, do let me know if यहाँ तक कोई भी doubts है in the basic interface, in either of the views, report view, table view, model view, or any other problem. No doubts, perfect. Report view. So the report view is basically your dashboard view. तो जैसे मैंने शुरू में भी डैशबोर्ड्स दिखाए थे, तो वहां पे आपके चार्ट्स आ जाएंगे। अब से फॉर एग्जांपल आई ऐड अ चार्ट, आई ऐड दिस चार्ट, तो वो आपका रिपोर्ट व्यू में दिखेगा। whatever report you are making, your basic report will be visible in the report view. All the charts that you add, all the data that you add, that will be visible in report view. तो जैसे मैंने ये ऐड किया तो मेरे पास ये आ गया, तो that is okay. We'll be covering charts in the later part of the section, but yes. Okay. What is the SQL Server tab in the panel? Which panel? If you mean this, so this is somehow you can import your data using SQL Server. So there are databases that are present in the SQL Server, similar to Excel. So that is how you can import data using this. So these are just data importing methods. Many keys. Kashwin Kaur, I think I'm assuming. Keys for what? If you could explain. Um, Customer key is equal to primary key. So primary key, as I explained, primary key is a concept that there is a unique value. So obviously every customer will have a unique value attached to himself. Like for example, if you're in college, you have a roll number. So similarly, every customer has a customer key that the data has given to us. So that is why the customer key becomes the primary key, because primary key is unique, and similarly customer key is also unique. Okay. Simran, we have not covered any process. If you mean this, ठीक है, I'll explain ये तीनों views एक बार और. ठीक है. So report basically the dashboards. The table view basically shows you the entire data in a summary. It's like not a summary, but basically shows you the entire data, whatever you have. Like say for example, this data is 1,21 rows. तो यहाँ पे आप सारे data देख सकते हो. And the model view, this is basically used to set connections कि कस्टमर की और ये वाली कस्टमर की ये दोनों कनेक्टेड है, तो मैं इनको आपस में कनेक्ट कर दूंगा। जैसे मैंने इसको यहाँ से ऐसे कनेक्ट कर रखा है, तो ये आपस में कनेक्टेड है, राइट? तो दिस इज बेसिकली द मॉडल व्यू। ये हेल्प करता है जब आपके पास बहुत सारे टेबल्स हो एंड आपको कनेक्ट करना हो टेबल्स को, तो आप उसके थ्रू कर सकते हो। You can use BI on phone, but again, it is much difficult. But then here, there is a mobile view as well, so you can use mobiles as well. Okay, so now we'll be moving forward. I hope everyone has understood this, the basic interface and importing the data. If there are any doubts, do let me know, or else we'll be moving to the next part. Okay. Okay, perfect. Understood. Column view, I think you mean table view, Adya. So table view is basically that you can see the entire table. So say for example, this is sales, then this is product, then this is reseller. So you can see all the data. What kind of connections are established? There is no kind of connections. Basically, it sets up a connection that these customer keys are related. These customer keys are basically the same. These customer keys are related to each other. तो अगर से फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे यहाँ पर इफ यू सी दीज कॉलम्स आर सेम, बट यहाँ पर अगर कस्टमर यहाँ पे डिस्काउंट अमाउंट की जगह जेंडर होता कि कस्टमर का जेंडर क्या है, तो फिर वो आपस में कनेक्टेड होते. तो से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई हैड अ कस्टमर जिसकी कस्टमर की इज 1, उसका डिस्काउंट अमाउंट इज ₹5 एंड उसका जेंडर इज मेल. अब मेरे को डिस्काउंट अमाउंट ₹5 इस वाले टेबल में गिवन होता एंड मेरे को जेंडर इस वाले टेबल में गिवन होता. तो जब मैं इस टेबल पे रिलेशनशिप सेट कर दिया, यानी कि मैंने इनको बता दिया कि कस्टमर की जो है वो रिलेटेड है एक दूसरे से, तो फिर वो मेरे को एक टेबल में करके दे देगा. कस्टमर की जिसकी कस्टमर की 1 है, उसका डिस्काउंट अमाउंट इज ₹5 एंड उसका जेंडर इज मेल. More on this will be covered in the next session as well. I think tomorrow or day after tomorrow when you will be using DAX. So more DAX will require more of connections and relationships. So when we dive in advanced, so this comes in advanced only. ये इतना का समझने का need नहीं है. As I said कि BI does it automatically. You necessarily do not have to do it. ठीक है? So now we'll be moving forward. We'll be moving to transform data. As I said शुरू में भी, transform data is used to clean the data. अब क्लीन क्यों करना होता है हमें? क्योंकि हमारे पास डेटा इनकंसिस्टेंट होता है, हमारे पास डेटा में बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली यू आर गेटिंग अ रॉ डेटा जो कि ह्यूमन ने क्रिएट किया, जो ह्यूमन ने एंटर किया. देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ एरर्स दैट कैन अकर इन अ ह्यूमन डेटा एंट्री. आपने डेट गलत डाल दिया, आपने कोई वैल्यू गलत डाल दिया, आपने नेगेटिव वैल्यूज डाल दिया, कुछ भी कर दिया, राइट? एनीथिंग कैन हैपन, और वो डेटा हमें चेंज करना होता है ताकि हम उस डेटा को अच्छे से बना पाए. ठीक है, उस डेटा से अच्छे से विजुअलाइज कर पाए. अगर मान लो अब मेरे पास सेल्स था, सेल्स में सारी वैल्यूज होनी चाहिए, बट वहां पे मेरे पास कहीं पे टेक्स्ट आ गया, तो ऑब्वियसली वो टेक्स्ट का चार्ट नहीं बन पाएगा क्योंकि वहां पे एरर दे देगा. सो दीज प्रॉब्लम्स को टैकल करने के लिए हम ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा यूज करते हैं. हाउ कैन वी यूज ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा? तो सिंपली यू विल गो टू ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा वाला बटन एंड यू विल क्लिक ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा एंड अ न्यू विंडो विल ओपन which will be called Power Query Editor. Don't go into the names and everything. It will basically help you to edit the data. Okay, so now as you can see, this is the data I have. Sheet 1, Sheet 2, my sales data and Sheet 1. Right? So now, first of all, what we can do is, we can first of all rename these sheets. क्योंकि आपको भी बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग हो रहा होगा कि अरे बार बार शीट्स पे क्लिक करके देखना पड़ता है कि कौन सी शीट है. तो व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई रीनेम द शीट्स. हाउ विल आई रीनेम दीज शीट्स इज सिंपली राइट क्लिक ऑन द शीट एंड क्लिक ऑन रीनेम हियर. सॉरी, ठीक है. तो अब शीट 1 पे जाओ, आप क्लिक करो ऑन रीनेम. अब मेरे को दिख रहा है ये प्रोडक्ट डेटा है मेरा, तो मैं शीट को सिंपली आई टाइप इट प्रोडक्ट डेटा. ठीक है, सिंपल. अब शीट 1 2 पे जाऊंगा, मेरे को दिख रहा है ये रीसेलर डेटा है, तो मैं ये रीनेम करके रीसेलर डेटा. राइट, आई नो दिस इज सेल्स डेटा एंड दिस इज आल्सो सेल्स डेटा ओनली, दीज आर द सेम. तो रीनेम, आई क्लिक सेल्स डेटा. परफेक्ट. सो दैट इज हाउ आई कैन गेट सेल्स डेटा. तो मैंने चारों शीट्स का नाम रीनेम कर दिया सो दैट मेरे लिए आसानी हो, मैं अच्छे से रीड कर पाऊं कि कौन सी शीट कौन सा काम करती है. ओके, सो मेक श्योर यू डू दैट ताकि आपको भी बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो सके. नाउ अब हम डेटा को क्लीन करेंगे थोड़ा सा सो दैट वी कैन मेक सम चार्ट्स एंड एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू मेक चार्ट्स. ठीक है, तो द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट वी विल बी डूइंग इज, आपको प्रोडक्ट डेटा में हम थोड़ी सी छिड़कानी करेंगे. वी हैव अनक्लीन द प्रोडक्ट डेटा, तो हम उसको क्लीन करेंगे सबसे पहले. तो अब जब आपको ये सबसे पहले ये दिख रहा होगा कि यार ये जो है यहाँ पे बार बार एक्स 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 आ रहा है, ऑब्वियसली ये तो नहीं आना चाहिए, दिस इज समथिंग दैट इज नॉट इन द डेटा। तो मैं क्या करूंगा, मेरे को सबसे पहली टॉप रो हटानी है। हाउ कैन आई डू दैट? इफ यू विल सी द अंडर द होम टैब हियर, there is an option of remove rows. In the home tab, you have an option of remove rows. You just click on this, then it will give you multiple options कि duplicates remove करने हैं, blank rows remove करने हैं, errors remove करने हैं, alternate rows, bottom rows, top rows, anything. तो मेरे को top rows remove करनी है, तो मैं top rows पे click करूंगा. Then another window will open like this. अब मेरे को कितनी top rows remove करनी है? If I had to remove these first 4 rows, कि मेरे को ये दोनों चारों नहीं चाहिए, तो मैं यहाँ पे 4 लिख देता. But since I need only this one row, तो मैं यहाँ पे 1 row लिखूंगा and click on OK. तो मेरी सबसे टॉप रो हट जाएगी. So if you want to remove the top row, you click on remove rows and remove top rows, and then you click on 1 and then you click on enter. Pretty basic. आप इस पे जाओ, remove top rows पे click करो, यहाँ पे अपना नंबर डालो 1 and OK कर दो. Simple. Okay. So you click on remove rows, remove top rows, enter the number and OK. Simple. Now what you can see is these headings, product key, SKU, product variant name, description, and so on and so forth. These are not supposed to be inside the data. These are not my data. These are my headers. Headers, what does headers means? Basically, these are what the data is about. So 486, 223, 484. These are my product keys. ST1401, CA1098. These are my SKUs. So these are supposed to be my headers, not x underscore 1, x underscore 2. These are not my headers, right? So how can I make these headers? One way is I can copy paste. Obviously that will not work because that will take a lot of time. And again, you cannot copy paste or control Z in this Power Query editor. I will explain how to undo your action. But before that, how can you take this to the top row? So you will see this option again under the home tab. You will see this option here and transform tab, use first row as headers. Okay. You'll click on this, you'll click on use first row as headers because that is what I want to do. I want to use the first row as my headers. So I'll click on this. So as you can see, my first row changed into headers. Okay. So up till now, what we have done is we have removed the top row, which was useless to us, and we have promoted the headers, promoted the first row to the headers. Okay. I'll give you 2 minutes. Make sure that you guys are done through this. Done. Perfect. All right. Okay. So if this is clear, very basic, we are going. Now I'll explain 2 more things that you can do with the columns. So if you can see, there is SKU, there is product variant name description, there is standard cost, there is color, there is list price. So what I want to do is, I want the standard cost should appear right beside list price because those both are values. I can understand it pretty much कि हाँ ये दोनों values है, so I can read them in a better way. Basically, I want to reorder a column, right? So how can I do that? First of all, I want to reorder this besides this. So I will long press this, and then I can move this column wherever I want. So if I want it beside list price, I can just hold it and boom. So how I did it is, I long press this, I holded this, and then I moved it here or moved it wherever you want. And that's it. That's how you reorder a column. Okay, pretty simple. So say for example, I want to take the model and besides this, the description. So I will long press this model and I will take it here. And that's it. That's how easy it is to reorder columns here. Right? Now, the next part is renaming the columns. You reordered a column. Now you want to rename a column. How can you rename a column is, say for example, I want to change product variant name description to simply product description. So what I'll do is, I'll click on this. I'll right click the column. I'll click on rename here. Click on rename, and now I'll write whatever I want. I'll say write product description and click on enter, and there I have renamed my column. Okay? So that is how you can do it. And a much faster way to do it is just double click the column name. Double click, and now I can do whatever I want. I can write product description and hit on enter. The column name will change. Right? This is also what you something that you can do. अब इसका use case क्या हो सकता है? यार मैं data entry कर रहा था, and what I did was I wrote a wrong column name. So again, I can simply change it using Power BI. Right? So this was basic things that you could do with columns. Now what is this? Or if you want to undo, how can you undo your steps? Because if you have tried it out yet, Control Z does not work in query editor, right? The global undo, Control Z, but then nothing works here. So how can we do that? Is these are the steps that you have taken, right? So say for example, I just renamed the column, so I want to undo. So I'll just click on this X, small X. Say for example, I'll click on X, and again, my rename got undone, and this is my original name, which was there. So this is how you can undo your steps. Yes, this is very similar to an Excel sheet, but this is way faster, and that is why we prefer Power BI. Obviously, most of it is possible in Excel, but not this explicitly, or maybe not this, not with this speed. Here it takes seconds. In Excel, it can take you a lot of time. Say for example, if you want to reorder a data, so first you'll cut the data from a column, paste it into another column, then there is a long chain of steps. Here you can just drag and drop simply. This is called drag and drop to rearrange columns, and you can simply do that. Okay, I hope everyone is done till here. Everyone has understood renaming columns, reordering columns, how to undo your steps, the applied steps. If there is any doubt until here, do let me know. If you're through with it, you can write it's clear. Perfect. That's great. I can see everyone is doing. Make sure that you are doing it side by side as well, because obviously just listening to the session won't help much. But if you're doing it side by side as well, that will actually enhance, and you will get doubts in there and you can ask them. Perfect. It's clear to everyone. Great. ठीक है. Now ये तो बात हमने कर ली about columns. What can we do with columns? Now we'll be talking about the basic data. Move slower. All right, perfect. I'll move a bit slower. And if you face any doubts, even if I'm moving a bit fast, if you face any doubts, do let me know. All right. Repeat header. Okay. For header, so what I said was my row was here. Right. If you would see in your data, your first row is this row. So what I did was I just clicked on this, use first row as headers, and then I clicked on this. So what it did was it promoted headers like this. Like this. So ऐसा था आपका data, and when I clicked on first row as headers, then it moved to this. Okay. If you click on these, you can see what was happening before you made that particular change. Okay. And X obviously undoes the changes. Why we use applied steps? Purvanshi just explained it. So you can see what was the data looking like before you made a particular change and after you made a particular change. And then to undo your changes, you can obviously use applied steps for the data. Usually, I'm not aware of your name, but that occurs basically because let's say for example, I renamed the column, right? And then I try undoing something before, like 2-3 steps before. So at that step, it will occur because a table like that does not, okay, say for example, I rename this to product desk. Okay. At this particular step, this product description does not exist, but it exists here. So whenever you will undo the steps, so that error will occur because this particular column does not exist in that particular step, right? So that is why it is preferred that you either have to make subsequent changes. तो अगर मैं ये try करूँगा remove करने का, तो वो ये बोलेगा कि this step may affect subsequent steps because this is affecting my subsequent step. That is why undo is a bit weird in this, and you'll have to pay much more attention while you are undoing it. But yes, most of it works. Perfect. All right. I hope everyone is done till here themselves as well. They are doing it side by side in their Power BI, and this is clear, and you can do it side by side. Yes, exactly. Ujjur Manzuri. I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right. Yes, the data is creating an instance of every step. So if you remove an instance, the data necessarily does not exist in the previous step. And Tashveen Kaur, I'm sorry. Yes, there will be a quiz in the end through which you can mark your attendance as well. Okay, moving forward. Now we'll be understanding what changes can we make in the actual data, right? So firstly, we'll be talking about the data type. Before understanding how to change a data type, let's understand what a data type is, right? So say for example, I have a number. So my data type is number. If I have alphabet, so my data type is general. Like general can include anything. It can include numbers, it can include symbols, it can include currency, it can include dates, anything. Okay, so data type, general data type can include anything. Then we have number data type. So usme numbers maybe there are multiple options. Decimal number, whole number, and so on and so forth. So there are multiple number data types. Then there are text data type. So how to see what data types are available? So click anywhere in the data and click on data type. Here in the home tab, you'll see data type. So as you can see, there are multiple data types. You have decimal number, fixed decimal number. Fixed decimal number is basically decimal number up to 2 places. So it will round up to 2 places. So if I have a number like 3.1413, something like that, it will round up to 3.14, only 2 places. Okay, and then we have whole number. Obviously this will give an error. Okay, we have whole number, we have percentage, we have date, time, time zone, duration, and so on and so forth. Right, so there are multiple data types that are available. Now how does this matter? Right, when I'm making a chart, it reads numbers. Right, it reads numbers. It reads 59.466. It reads 5.7052. It reads them as numbers. But when I change the data type to text, it will not read a number. It will read something is written. Right, Power BI will read it as gibberish, that something is written, and it will not be able to calculate or make calculations onto that or make a chart onto that. It will read it as something कि कुछ तो लिखा है वहाँ पे. I cannot, Power BI cannot read it. मैं तो ये नहीं पढ़ पा रहा, but कुछ तो लिखा है, and it will give you the exact output. Similar, you cannot do anything with that data, right? अगर हम data type general कर देते हैं, but वहीं पे अगर हम data type number कर देते हैं, तो number is something that you can make calculations on. So that is why number जो भी numeric values होती है, you should prefer to have numbers onto them, या फिर currency या फिर date, through which you can make calculations. If you have data type set as general या फिर text अगर आप कर देते हो, तो Power BI will not be able to read it as data. तो फिर वो as numbers ही लेगा, वो उसको gibberish में पढ़ेगा और वो exact output दे देगा. So you will face problems when you are creating charts. तो वो उसको ऐसा ignore कर देगा उस value को. वो उसके लिए टेक्स्ट हो गया, वो उसके लिए ABCD हो गई, उसके लिए नंबर्स नहीं रहेंगे, चाहे आपने लिखा कुछ भी हुआ. राइट, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड डेटा टाइप एंड हाउ कैन यू चेंज इट? तो अगर मेरे को कुछ भी चेंज करना हो तो मैं डेटा टाइप में जाके सिंपली होम ट्रांसफॉर्म वाले होम पे आई कैन सिंपली क्लिक ऑन डेटा टाइप एंड आई कैन डू वट एवर आई वॉन्ट. तो अगर जैसे मेरा डेट है, यहाँ पे डेटा टाइप डेट होगा, राइट? शिप डेट है तो शिपिंग डेट भी डेट होगा. हाउ इज दिस इंपॉर्टेंट? अगर मेरे को से फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऐसा करना है कि मेरे को डिफरेंस निकालना है कि ड्यू डेट कब की थी और शिपिंग डेट कब की है, इससे मैं क्या, अब ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस डेटा कि मेरे को एक ड्यू डेट दे रखी है और मेरे को शिपिंग डेट दे रखी है, ठीक है? तो मैं क्या निकाल सकता हूँ कि ऑर्डर कितना डिले हो रहा है या फिर ऑर्डर कितना जल्दी पहुंच रहा है, राइट? अगर मैं इन दोनों को सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दूंगा कि ड्यू डेट और शिप डेट में कितना डिफरेंस था, उससे मेरे पास दिन पता चल जाएंगे और उससे मैं पता कर पाऊंगा कि हाउ मेनी डेज इज द ऑर्डर गेटिंग डिलेड और ऑर्डरिंग अराइविंग अर्ली, राइट? So that is why अगर ये text होता तो Power BI could not have read it as a value. It would have read it as gibberish. That something is written. I cannot perform measurements on something. It has to have a value. If there are lakhs of data, okay. So if there are a lot of data, so I'll just tell you how you can spot inconsistencies in your data. First, tell me if you have understood how raw data work, how data types work. If we get error on what step? If you're getting an error in the entire data, I'll just tell you how to spot that too. You can simply spot data errors in data, inconsistencies in data. Okay. Have you all understood data types? What data type does and how can you change a particular data type and why data types are important? Easy peasy. Yes, it's pretty basic. It's very simple. Everything is written to you. You just need to know that yes, this is a function that Power BI can perform. Perfect. Now we'll be moving on to the next part, which is sorting the data, right? How can we sort the data is, say for example, I go back to my original product data, right? And now I can sort it based upon my standard cost. So say for example, I want to sort my list price in a decreasing order. कि मेरा सबसे सस्ता प्रोडक्ट कौन सा है to my, sorry, increasing order to my कि मेरा सबसे सस्ता प्रोडक्ट कौन सा है to my सबसे expensive product. Well, simply click on the arrow besides list price. You'll see it automatically. Ascending, sort, descending. So I'll click on sort ascending and I'll click and see. Now I can see my cheapest product is this patch kit, 8 patches. Then second is road tire tube. Third is mountain tire tube. Fourth is water bottle, 30 ounces, and so on. Okay. This is how you can use sorting. Now, if you want to clear the sort, अब मेरा data sort हो रखा है, but if I want to clear a sort, so what I'll do is I'll simply click on the arrow again. I'll click on clear sort. So उससे my original data will return. My original data was this only. My original data form of data return. Right? So basically, एक filter add कर दे रहा है on based on ascending values. Right? And when I clear sort, it will clear and my original data will return as it is. All right. ठीक है, तो sorting सबने कर लिया. अपने डेटा में भी एक बार ट्राई करो. Try sorting in your data. Sort ascending, sort descending. Try multiple columns. Say for example, I do standard cost ascending and I do list price descending. This is also possible. So I'll do descending sort. See, this is also possible. So it will give preference to which one you selected the latest. Okay. Are you guys able to do? Do let me know if any problem is occurring in this. If you got it through, make sure you write done. Perfect. Simran has done. Simran Kaur has also done. Perfect. Ujjaya done. Abhilasha done. Done. Perfect. Perfect. That's it. Okay. So most people are done with this as well. So till now, we have understood how to make changes in particular columns, how to understand data types, how to sort the data. Now I'll be taking on the doubts of that, on how to spot inconsistencies, how to spot errors. Okay, so for that, what we'll do is, in the same Power Query editor, we'll go to this particular tab, which is View tab. Okay, and herein we'll understand how we can view our data in a better way, how to spot some errors, how to view our data in a particular better way, right? So first of all, monospaced. What is monospace does is basically increases a readability. Monospace is a font name, and it will change my data into monospaced font. So now, if you can see, you can read the numbers in a way better form. At first, the numbers were very small and much not readable. But when I click on monospace, it will give me pretty spacious data and pretty huge data in size, large data, right? So now I can read it easily. That yes, it's written 1898.0944, 3374.99. Similarly, right? So this is what monospace does, right? So it is recommended that you keep your data in monospace so that you can read it while you're spotting something easily. Okay. Then we talk about column distribution. Okay. So we'll be going through these 5 tabs mainly in today's session. So column distribution. Now here, what this does is, for every column, it will give you a proper distribution of how the values in the column are distributed. So as you can see, it tells me 295 distinct values are there and 290 unique values are there. Okay, in SKU, it will tell me that, say, 295 values are there and 290 unique values are there. Similarly, for product description, for model, for color, it tells me everything. So make sure that you do column distribution so that now you can read. Key, I have a lot of repeating values here. I have a few repeating values here. So I can simply remove the duplicates using this. How we can do it is, I'll just click on this. I'll just hover on this rather. I'll just hover on one of the charts and I'll click on remove duplicates. Okay. I'll click on remove duplicates and we'll do it on its own. As you can see, remove duplicates. Now the distinct and the unique values are equal. Okay. I hope it made sense. So column distribution, you can basically see that how many unique values are there and how many distinct values are there. So whenever you remove duplicates, just note that the entire row is removed rather than that particular column, which is pretty obvious, but like some people tend to miss it as well. So say for example, there were two 368. So the 368 which came later. So say for example, in place of this 369, there was 368, right? So can anyone tell me, will, if I click on remove duplicates, will 11th row get removed or the 12th row get removed? Eleventh column will be removed or 12th column will be removed? If anyone can tell me. Eleventh, 12th. The question is, when if say for example, I change it to 368, so both the values are same. Now when I click on remove duplicate, so will the 11th row will be removed or 12th row will be removed? Yes, so majority of you have given the correct answer. The 12th row will be removed. Why? Because it comes later in the data. So generally, how remove duplicates work is, it starts reading the data from the top. So when you go 1, 2, 3, 4, now it will detect that on the 11th row there was 368, and in the 12th row 368 is appearing again. So it will remove 12th row, and subsequently अगर कोई और 368 वैल्यू होगी तो वो उसको भी remove कर देगा. So 11th will not be removed, 12th will be removed. So whichever comes later in the data, that will be removed. Okay. Perfect. ठीक है. Now we'll be moving on to column profile. Now what column profile does is, let it load a second. Clear, perfect. Uh, okay. So now say for example, I want to read the product keys column profile. So what I'll do is I'll just click on this column and an entire statistic and how the values are distributed will come. Okay, a much better would be cost. Okay. So now say for example, I want to see a profile of this particular column. So column profile, what it shows is basically shows you the entire profile, the entire statistics of how the column is looking like. It will give you a summary about the column, right? Say for example, I click on list price, so it will give me how many list prices are there in the data. There are 295. There are no zero errors in the data, zero empty values in the data. There are 108 distinct values. There are 48 unique values. Any error is not there, zero value is not there. Then they will give me minimum list price, maximum list price, average list price, and the standard deviation list price. Okay, in the graphs, you just click on view. You click on view and you'll click on column distribution. So it will give you the column distribution here. And then for this particular statistic, like for the column profile, you'll click on column profile. So now you'll have to select a particular column. So if I click on color, so it will give me the profile for color. I'll click on model, it will give me the profile for model. A standard cost, SKU, product description, like this. अब जो column distribution है, obviously that is by default. When you click here, it will come for each and every column. But then column profile, you'll have to select a particular column to view its profile. So if I deselect this, I'll just click on this again, and this will how it looks. Okay, say for example, I click on category 1. So shorts, mountain bikes, road bikes, it is giving me everything. Okay. It shows this distribution cannot be computed for the currently selected column. Pradesh, could you tell me which column are you doing this on? So this bar chart is not displaying on my screen. But it is not displaying. Again, as I said, if you select a column, then this bar chart will come. If you are not selecting a column, then it will not come. Then it will show like this. Even though I have column profile checked, but then it's still showing me no bar graph. But then as soon as I select a column, I'll just click on this column and the bar graph appears. Okay. I hope it made sense. But I get for other columns. Yes, Pradesh, that happens in a particular column. There are few columns, few types of column, wherein a distribution cannot work, right? Or maybe it is having null values, all the null values, something like that. So वहाँ पे somewhere or the other column distribution can fail. So if you could tell me what value with what column you're using. Clear, 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 perfect. Yes, similar, the same answer. Maybe the particular column has a problem, but try in other columns. If it's working, then it works on you. It works on your data. It's that particular column that is facing the problem. Do we need to clear cells? Again, it depends that if you want to clear null cells. Generally, it is preferred, Nitin, that you clear null cells. But again, it is up to you if you want to clear. I'll just tell you as well on how to clear null cells later in the session. You can get for all the columns except standard cost and cost price, list price. Yeah, so it's working in mine. एक बार, if you could tell your exact what is the problem you're facing. Only on one column, so not on any other columns. एक बार connect with one of the moderators, Srisham or Sarthak, if you could help Simran and Pradesh एक बार. Perfect. Till then, we'll move forward. I've explained column profile, column distribution, monospace. So white space is basically to make your data a bit wider, make a bit wider in width and as well as length. Right. Now the next and the last of the preview tab, but a very important option is column quality. Column quality. Now what does column quality give me? See, it gives me the valid values, error values, and empty values. So as you can see, almost all the values are valid. So here is how you can spot errors. So यहाँ पे जैसे आप देख सकते हो, category 1 में there are 2 empty values, right? तो यहाँ पे 100% नहीं है. So there is a sub problem. तो मैं remove empty यहाँ से direct empty values remove कर सकता हूँ, right? Or there is another option of how to tackle empty values. I'll just tell you about it in a while. But until then, has everyone understood this entire space? कि इसको कैसे यूज करना? हमने कॉलम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखा कि इसको बार ग्राफ्स आ जाएंगे तो हमें पता चल जाएगा कि हाउ द कॉलम इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड. देन कॉलम प्रोफाइल में वी विल गेट द एंटायर स्टैटिस्टिक्स ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर कॉलम, say model I'm choosing or color I'm choosing. So I'm getting everything, right? Has everyone understood that? Is there any problem in this? Okay. Report view में, so first of all we are cleaning the data in the query editor. So once the data is cleaned, then we'll move on to how to creating the reports. Okay, everything is clear. On the column profile, okay, so Simran Gupta, make sure that you're selecting a particular column as well. Just click on one of the column headers, any column header, and then the statistics will appear. Perfect. All right, it is clear to everyone. Column quality, okay, I'll explain column quality. So when I click on column quality, it will give me this three things. It will give me valid values, error values, and empty values. Okay, so valid values are values जो कि valid है कि भाई इस डेटा में approved है, कोई error नहीं है, कुछ empty value नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. This is a value and we can take it as a value. ठीक है. Now the value, again, as I explained, the data can be of any type. It can be a text, it can be a number, it can be a date, it can be a currency, anything. But it is a proper value. Okay, so if it is a proper value, it will show valid 100%. And if it is giving an error, how can it give an error? जैसे earlier in the session I told you we can create measures, right? तो जब हम कोई calculation कर रहे हैं, whenever we are calculating something, there are chances that हम कुछ error पे आ जाए, तो हम वहां से error आ सकता है डेटा में, and that is how it will show here that an error is there. और there are empty values. जैसे मैंने शुरू में भी एग्जांपल दिया था स्टॉक मार्केट वाला. We have data for Monday to Friday for stock prices, but then we do not have stock data for Saturday and Sunday because stock markets are closed. तो वहां पे वो डेटा एम्प्टी होता है. तो इट्स अपॉन अस, इफ यू वांट टू रिमूव दैट डेटा, वी कैन रिमूव इट सिंपली. हाउ वी कैन रिमूव इट इज we'll go to a particular column wherein there is empty data. So hover on this and remove empty. Similar to how I remove duplicates, similarly I'll remove empty rows as well. Okay. What is considered an error here, like data of different format? No, as I told you, that an error can be when you are performing a particular calculation. If that particular calculation gives you an error, say for example you tried dividing by 0 or anything of that sort, that will give you an error. All right. Perfect. Any other doubts in this particular view tab? Great, great, great. Now, just one more thing I wanted to tell you. So, अगर आप यहाँ पे देखोगे कलर में, I can see कि yellow लिखा हुआ है instead of yellow. So obviously I'll want to change that yellow to yellow. Now, how can I do that? Right. So I'll click on the particular column the error is occurring in. So यहाँ पे मेरे पास inconsistency है. So I'll click on right click. I'll click replace values. Right. तो yellow की जगह मेरे को yellow डालना है. So I'll click on replace values. Now value to find. My value to find is yellow and replace with yellow. And now I'll click on OK. So in the entire column, no yellow is there. Similarly with multi and multi. So I want to keep it capitalized multi. So what I'll do is I'll click on right click. I'll click on replace values. I'll write multi here and replace with multi, capitalize multi, and I'll click on OK. So what it will do is it will replace all the small multis with capital multis. All right. To do this, एक बार, and do let me know if it is working for you guys. If anyone is facing any problem, do let me know. I can see done. I can see yes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Could you explain the error wala part? Okay, sure. So whenever we click on column quality, as I have selected column quality, so यहाँ पे एक error कभी-कभी आ सकता है. Now इस data में there is no error. As you can see, all the errors are 0%. Right? तो इस data में कोई भी error नहीं है क्योंकि every value is hard coded. There is no formula that we have used. राइट हमने खुद ही मैनुअली एंटर किए सारी वैल्यूज तो ऑब्वियसली कोई एरर एज सच पावर बीआई डिटेक्ट नहीं कर सकता इवन इफ देयर इज एन एरर पावर बीआई विल नॉट बी एबल टू डिटेक्ट बट से फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव मेड अ कैलकुलेशन इन पावर बीआई एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर एज वेल देयर इज अ थिंग कॉल्ड मेजर थ्रू व्हिच वी कैन मेक कैलकुलेशंस इन पावर बीआई इटसेल्फ तो हम जब कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो देयर इज अ स्कोप ऑफ एरर से फॉर एग्जांपल आई डिवाइडेड अ वैल्यू पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू बाय 0 तो ऑब्वियसली वो वैल्यू मेरे को एरर दे देगा क्योंकि यू कैन नॉट डिवाइड बाय 0 तो सिमिलरली मल्टीपल अरिथमेटिक ऑपरेशंस कैन गिव यू एन एरर so that is how an error will occur in the data. ठीक है? Okay, perfect. So now we'll be moving to the last part of data cleaning. If an error is occurring, so what you do is you just hover on this and there will be an option of remove errors. So you can simply remove that error, or if you want, you can find that error and look why the error is coming. Or a particular simpler way is just remove that error. But if your error, if your data is pretty small, then you can check that why the particular error is occurring. But generally in big data, if we remove a particular row, it does not create a huge impact on the entire data set. But yes, if you want, you can definitely have a look on where the error is coming, especially if it's like 1 or 2 errors, you can have a look. And if you can try fixing it or else just remove that particular error wali row. Okay. So lastly, we'll be moving towards text changes that you can do. So for text, you'll have to shift to transform tab from here. Click on transform tab and now here are some things that you can do. I'll just remove this pehle because this is not no use of nearby. So now transform what you can do up in this particular thing. If we go to say for example product description, so as you can see there is a product description and there is a number attached to every description. Now I want this number separated. right? So what I can do is I can simply click on split column. I'll click on split column by delimiter. And now what is a delimiter? A delimiter is basically a differentiator. Simple, in simple language, a delimiter is a differentiator. So I'll click on delimiter, and now my delimiter, if you can see here, it is a comma, right? So I'll select my delimiter is comma, and then you do not have to change anything here. It's already set for you, and just click on OK. Okay, then what it will do is it will give you another new column, product description 1, product description 2, with the new comma changes, right? So जो values आ रही थी mountain 100 silver comma 44, now it gives me mountain 100 silver here and the 44 here, right? So this is how you can use split columns. If someone has used Excel before, this is similar to text to column. Similar to text to column, this is split columns. If you have used Excel, if you have not, that is completely fine. This basically works is कि आप एक differentiator है आपके data में, तो आप उस data को उस differentiator के basis पे, which is called delimiter, उस delimiter के basis पे you can separate the data into multiple different columns. Can we spread 100 to 50 as well? Aditya, could you explain that question a bit? I did not really get what you're trying to ask. I have a doubt regarding data type. In case we have alphanumeric value, what data type will use? Again, so if you have an alphanumeric value, there is no particular way of for Power BI to understand to extract the data out of it. So you'll have to use general only, but you'll eventually not be able to use any functions onto it. Like you'll not be able to use that to create charts or something like that. Please repeat delimiter. So delimiter, first understand what a delimiter is. अगर आपको delimiter is basically differentiator. जैसे if I remove this, so now there is comma. I can see कि ये एक differentiator है कि एक तो ये है product value और ये quiz value है, ठीक है? ये product description है, ये value है. तो इन product description और value के बीच में there is a differentiator which is comma. तो मैं इन दोनों को differentiate करना चाहता हूँ. तो what I'll do is I'll click on split column. I've selected this column by the way. I'll click on split column by delimiter and I'll click comma and I'll click OK. क्योंकि मेरा delimiter is comma here, my differentiator is comma here and I'll click on OK. तो वो क्या करेगा, वो मेरे को दो कॉलम्स बना के दे देगा, one before the comma, one after the comma. और अगर आपके पास मल्टीपल कॉलम्स है एक ही सेल में, तो वो उतने सारे कॉलम्स बना देगा जितने सारे कॉमर्स होंगे. से फॉर एग्जांपल इट वाज माउंटेन कॉमा 100 कॉमा सिल्वर कॉमा 44, तो मेरे को माउंटेन एक अलग कॉलम में देता, 100 एक अलग कॉलम में देता, सिल्वर एक अलग कॉलम में देता, 44 एक अलग कॉलम में देता. सो इट वुड हैव आउटपुट एज 4 कॉलम्स. Yes, exactly. Ujjair, you got it right. So we can basically a particular cell or a particular entire column can be broken down into multiple different columns using delimiters, which are differentiators. Now that delimiters can be of any types. It can be a comma, it can be a hyphen or something like that. You're getting null because some values may not have any value attached to it. ठीक है? So if there was no comma in the value, अगर आपके इस वाले कॉलम में कोई कॉमा था ही नहीं, जैसे ये, तो अगर मैं ये हटाऊंगा, I'll have to remove this. So basically there will be values, जैसे ये है, तो यहाँ पे कोई भी कॉमा है ही नहीं, तो वो कॉमा के बाद वाली वैल्यू रिटर्न ही कैसे कर सकता है, जब कॉमा ही बाद दे ही नहीं सकता वो एज एन आउटपुट, तो इसलिए वो नल आउटपुट देता है. ठीक है? Do we need to remove null or it will be okay? So null values do not create such a problem with data sets, but it is preferred that you remove null values क्योंकि उस पे से डेटा थोड़ा सा मैनिपुलेट हो सकता है. But then अगर null values रख भी लेते हो तो ज्यादा कोई प्रॉब्लम होती नहीं है. Doesn't this increase memory space? So it's not primarily about memory space. It's about cleaning the data and getting something out of the data. अब इससे what I can get is कि product description अलग हो जाता है और एक product की value अलग हो जाती है. तो मैं product के value के हिसाब से I can make operations onto that. I can make charts using that. Okay. We should remove null values. It is best practice. Yes, exactly. It is recommended that you remove null values, but then if you do not, it is not. It will not create such a problem in the data. It will eventually give the data as well. Perfect. Okay, I hope everyone is clear with this. Any questions you can ask. Done. Perfect. Perfect then. So we are done with the data cleaning part. If there is any questions up till how the session has occurred up till here, you can ask, or else we'll be moving to the finally the dashboard making part of the session. Tashwin, we can use any delimiter. So when I click on this, I'll click on delimiter. So I have an option of here, right? I can use tab, space, semicolon, equals, colon. Right, even I can have a custom. So if say I had this as my delimiter, I had this slash as my delimiter. So I can enter this slash as my delimiter. So you can use anything you like. Okay, any other doubts? Okay, how to replace null values? Perfect, good question. So how do we replace null values? हम क्या करते हैं पहले मैं null values बना लेता हूँ. So I'll click on here, I'll click on comma, I'll click on OK. ठीक है? Now I have null values here. If you will see, I have null values here. Now how do I remove this? ठीक है, मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं प्रोडक्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन 2 पे जाऊंगा क्योंकि इस कॉलम में मेरी नल वैल्यूज है. फिर मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं राइट क्लिक करूंगा और रिप्लेस वैल्यूज कर दूंगा एंड देन वैल्यू टू फाइंड पे मैं नल लिख दूंगा. मेक श्योर दैट द एन इज स्मॉल क्योंकि कैपिटलाइजेशन मैटर्स इन फाइंडिंग. एंड मैं रिप्लेस विद एम्प्टी छोड़ दूंगा उसको या फिर जीरो से रिप्लेस कर दूंगा उसको, वट एवर यू लाइक. ओके, वट एवर यू वांट टू रिप्लेस इट विद एंड देन ओके. ठीक है, तो अब जो भी नल वैल्यूज थी वो जीरो हो गई होगी. लेट्स चेक. सी, ये HL क्रैंकसेट नल था वो जीरो हो गया एंड दिस इज अ वैल्यू. So that is how we can replace it. ठीक है, productive gift we'll be covering run Python script and R script in the third day, which is day after tomorrow, in the advanced session. Okay, perfect. Any doubts in data cleaning? This is the last call, or else we'll be moving now to the report view. Now to close this Power Query Editor and to apply all the changes, what we'll do is we'll go to the Home tab in the Power Query Editor and we'll click on Close and Apply. Close and Apply. तो जो भी changes होंगे वो इस डेटा में कर देगा and it will close. Right? Let it load and it has loaded. So now, if you see this, the sheet names changed, right? Then when you will go to the table view from here, you'll see that if you go to product data from here, you'll see there is a product description too that has appeared, right? So everything that you changed in the data, it has appeared here as well. Okay. Perfect. Now I'll be explaining some basics about visualization wala tab. I'll be explaining some basic charts as well, how to insert charts and everything, and then we will be concluding the session. Okay, Simran, I just told that the changes that you did in the Power Query Editor, it will reflect automatically in the table view as well. So your data will basically get updated automatically. Okay, perfect. So now I'll explain how we insert a chart and how we can make changes. So I'll insert a simple clustered column chart. ठीक है, तो मैंने क्लस्टर्ड कॉलम चार्ट एक्सप्लेन यूज करा है. नाउ हाउ कैन वी यूज अ क्लस्टर्ड कॉलम चार्ट? Say for example, I want to see my sales. ठीक है, तो आई वांट टू सी कि कस्टमर कितना परचेज कर रहा है. तो अब कस्टमर कितना परचेज कर रहा है, राइट? परफेक्ट परफेक्ट, ठीक है, नो डाउट्स. Perfect, that's great. Okay, now we'll be moving on to the visualization wala part. So say if I want to see that how much a particular customer is purchasing, or reseller data I want to see, right? Or I want to see product data. So how do we see? So say for example, I choose category 1 as my x-axis and my list price as my y-axis. Now I'll explain dhire dhire that what I did here. Okay, so category 1 was the categories of the products that we have, right? मैं आपको यहाँ से समझाता हूँ. तो category 1 is जो भी product की category है, एक particular category है, टायर्स एंड ट्यूब्स है, लॉक्स है, पंप्स है, चेन्स है एंड सो ऑन. तो उस प्रोडक्ट की एक पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी, राइट? तो हमने उसको एक्स एक्सिस पे डाल दिया. एक्स एक्सिस पे कभी भी हमारी न्यूमेरिक वैल्यूज नहीं आती. बार चार्ट का एक बेसिक रूल होता है ये कि हमारी एक्स एक्सिस पे कभी भी न्यूमेरिक वैल्यूज नहीं आएंगी, हमेशा टेक्स्ट ही आता है इफ वी आर कंसिडरिंग सच अ डेटा, राइट? ऑब्वियसली अगर बोथ न्यूमेरिकल है तो दोनों साइड न्यूमेरिकल ही आएगा. बट देन अगर एक डेटा एक न्यूमेरिकल है और एक अल्फाबेट्स है, तो एक बार चार्ट में, एक क्लस्टर्ड कॉलम चार्ट में कभी भी यहाँ पे एक्स एक्सिस पे आपकी वैल्यूज नहीं आएंगी. सो नाउ व्हाट वी डू इज, यहाँ पे आपने अपना कैटेगरी ऐड कर दिया एंड देन आई हैव एडेड लिस्ट प्राइस. अब यहाँ पे आ रहा है काउंट ऑफ लिस्ट प्राइस, यानी कि 40 कितने का है, 30 कितने का है. हमको ये नहीं चाहिए, हमको चाहिए सम. तो मैं क्या करूंगा, वाई एक्सिस पे जो मैंने ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप किया था, तो फिर मैं इसको चेंज करके, काउंट को चेंज करके सम कर दूंगा. तो नाउ दिस इज गिविंग मी सम ऑफ लिस्ट प्राइस. तो जैसे रोड बाइक्स है, राइट? आई जूम इन थोड़ा ताकि यू गाइस कैन सी इट बेटर. तो अब लाइक वी हैव, ओके, so अब जैसे रोड फ्रेम्स, तो रोड फ्रेम्स का इट इज 25K. वी हैव माउंटेन फ्रेम्स दैट इज समवेयर बिलो 20K. वी हैव touring frames that are somewhere above 10K, right? You can see the exact value from there. You can see how the particular list price is affecting of the entire category, right? So this helps you to look through the data. Now category 1 पे I'll go here. Here you can see road bikes कितना है, mountain bikes कितना. You can hover on the particular bar to see उनकी exact values. But then through the visualization of data, obviously you get an idea that the most expensive product as a whole is the category of road bikes. Okay, then second is, say for example, mountain bikes. Third is touring bikes, and so on and so forth. So this is how you can use clustered column chart. Similar to clustered column chart is a clustered bar chart. बस उसमें क्या होता है, उसमें इट इज रिवर्स्ड. तो जो भी एक्स एक्सिस पे हम डालते थे, जैसे एक्स एक्सिस पे मैंने आपको बताया कि क्लस्टर्ड कॉलम चार्ट में there is only categories and left side on the y axis there are values. तो एक clustered bar chart में उल्टा हो जाता है कि on the x axis there are values and on the left side on the category on the y axis there are categories. ठीक है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम यहाँ से डायरेक्ट क्लिक करके भी हम चेंज कर सकते हैं. से फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे को इसको ये बनाना है या फिर ये बनाना है, या फिर नेक्स्ट चार्ट है स्टैक कॉलम चार्ट, मेरे को स्टैक कॉलम चार्ट बनाना है. तो सिमिलरली हम लोग ये यूज कर सकते हैं. देन द स्टैक बार चार्ट, देन 100% स्टैक चार्ट. तो 100% स्टैक चार्ट का एवरी पर्टिकुलर चार्ट हैज इट्स ओन यूज केस. तो जैसे पाई चार्ट है, तो पाई चार्ट में इट विल शो एवरीथिंग कि पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी का कितना शेयर आ रहा है. तो ऑब्वियसली देयर आर पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरीज जिनका शेयर बहुत ही कम है. अगर मैं कैटेगरी 2 ऐड करूँ, I can just simply drag and drop इधर से, और if I want to remove, I'll just remove it from here. Simple. ठीक है, तो अब मेरे को दिख रहा है कि क्या कहते हैं, बाइक्स का सबसे ज्यादा शेयर है, then there is components, then there is clothing, and then there is accessories. right? So that is how you can just click and see kiska kitna share hai. Obviously, formatting will be explained to you tomorrow in the second day of the session. But basic how to insert a chart I'm explaining today. एक funnel भी आप enter कर सकते हो. Then there is line charts. अगर आपको कोई trend दिखाना है तो आप एक trend दिखा सकते हो line charts के through. ठीक है? Any doubts in these? Attendance will be just taken shortly once the session is concluded. Because it's okay. So visualization is better in Power BI. As I told you, the features. Excel is pretty difficult and time-taking in terms of visualization. But when we talk about visualization, yes, Power BI is way better because you can create dashboards very easily in Power BI. In Excel, you'll have to use a lot of formulas to create some pretty complex dashboards. Yes, Adya, Jupyter can be used, but then yes, I think Power BI has also an integration for Jupyter as well. So that is how you can use Jupyter in Power BI as well. We might take it up as well on the third day, depending upon the time that we have. Yes, PT, you will be getting the recorded session once the session is over. The quiz shadow, it will happen every day for attendance. It will happen today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow as well. Okay. SOS, SOS K2W. Could one of the moderators help them out? Certificates, yes. If you attend all the 3 days, you will be getting certificates, and obviously the certificate will be a huge value for you. Getting an official certificate from University of Delhi is generally very useful for anyone. Attendance, right. Once we conclude the session, a form will be floated wherein you can actually use it. As an extension, I don't think so. It's possible to use Power BI as an extension. It's an application. It's an entire application of itself. Shubh Lakmani, if you fill out the form as per like for every day, you will be eligible to get the certificate. So can we use? Yes, you can use obviously. So that is the point of entire dashboard making, that you can use multiple charts. So say for example, मैंने यहाँ पे pie chart डाल दिया, then similarly मैंने bar chart यहाँ पे डाल दिया, right? यहाँ पे ऐसे bar chart डाल दिया, then any other chart मैंने donut chart वो डाल दिया, pie chart डाल दिया for same data, say for example, right? So all of this can be edited. This will be taken a majority tomorrow. Yes, it will be tomorrow, Aisha. It will be on this time itself. Can we use Power BI on web? It is. I don't think so. It's possible to use Power BI on web, as per my knowledge. How many max charts? So Rutva, there is no limit to the number of charts you can use. But then obviously, if you want to make a dashboard look better, you'll have to see कि आप कौन सा चार्ट यूज कर रहे हो. जैसे there are things that are called buttons. तो वो भी आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि आप कैसे उन चार्ट्स को प्लेस कर रहे हो इन योर डैशबोर्ड टू मेक इट लुक एक्चुअली गुड. क्योंकि डैशबोर्ड मेकिंग इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट प्रेजेंटिंग डेटा, इट्स अबाउट हाउ यू आर प्रेजेंटिंग. डेटा तो आपको पास है, बट हाउ यू कैन एक्चुअली प्रेजेंट दैट डेटा इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. That is where formatting comes in. So we'll be sharing the attendance form shortly. If even if you missed some parts of the live stream, you can still fill out the form. You will be marked as present for today, but make sure from tomorrow you are attending the session entirely. We'll be sharing the form shortly, and it will remain open until 12 today, 11:59 p.m. today. So make sure you fill the form by end of the day. Yes, Aisha, it will be very useful to you. You will understand that what changes you can do or what improvements you can do in the dashboard. You will eventually figure out some of the features that even you did not know about in Power BI. Power BI on Mac. Moderators could be help them out. Vikas, we'll be covering Power BI as a whole, not just dashboard. We'll be covering DAX as well. But yes, our sole aim, like our sole direction would be that yes, how can you improve your dashboards and how can you create them as a whole? No, you'll be shared the form on your WhatsApp community as well as on the live chat of the YouTube video. Um, so slot basing, that particularly depends on what tool are you talking about. If you talk about specifically about Power BI, so Power BI is obviously one of the best apps to create visualization because it will not only help you just create dashboards, it will obviously, as I explained in the entire session, it will help you work around with data, it will help you cleaning the data, it will help you spotting the errors in the data, inconsistencies in your data, and help you change them in like flash of a seconds, right? Other tools somewhere or the other lack this feature, that either they give you only the creation of dashboards which are again not dynamic, they will be static, or say for example you cannot change a particular data types, etc. Right? Okay, perfect. So now the link will be shared on the YT community, the YouTube community, and the live chat as well, and as well as the YT posts section. So make sure you are updated on there. If you're subscribed to the channel, you will automatically get a notification that we have posted. So you'll get the notification for the same. Just one last thing before we end with the session for today. I'll just explain that, and then we'll move towards conclusion of the session, wherein you can mark your attendance and hope just focus, like just revise before you join tomorrow's session. Just revise whatever you did today, right? Okay. Rishabh, yes, you can do that, but maps, just make sure that is enabled in your settings. So whenever you will click on maps, you will get a pop-up yourself to enable, and you will have to enable it. Right? Okay. Just one last thing before we conclude the session on how to like, जब आप ये charts देखोगे तो आपको यहाँ पे title में दिखेगा sum of list price. But I do not want this. This is a very boring heading, right? So how do I change this? I'll go to this format tab. This was the data tab in the visualization. I'll go to the format tab. A format tab, there are a lot of things. Legend is there, slices is there, detail labels, rotation. We'll be covering everything tomorrow. For now, we'll move on to the general tab. And I'll click on title. क्योंकि मेरे को उसका title change करना है. So I click on title and whatever title I want to be. Let's say, for example, I want list prices. Yeah, sum of list prices. Then click sum of list prices. Then I'll scroll down and see it is already updated. Okay, pretty basic, pretty simple. You can change titles like this for every thing you have. So you click on general, you click on title. Again, you'll click on count of list prices. Anything you like. You can do anything in that sorts. Then say for example you do not need this, so maybe you can change from icons, header icons. So these are some of the features that we'll be covering tomorrow. Filter, tooltips, drill up, drill down, everything we'll be covering tomorrow in the formatting sections. Why one visualization is more when you click on other visualization? Okay, so whenever you click on this, so make sure that you are deselecting it. So how to deselect it? You just click on anywhere in your report. So right now I have this selected. I'll click on anywhere. This will get deselected. Then you can add any other chart. For practice question, you can refer to the data sets that we have given. You can try multiple charts from here, how they work, and then you can use them in your dashboards. Everyone who's asking for the quiz link, we will be sharing it just in 5 minutes. Okay, so quiz link sabko aa jayega, don't worry about it. We'll be sharing it in the live chat as well as on the community, so don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so now we'll be sharing the quiz. In a minute or so. The community, you can find out whenever you click on the channel name, you can browse through the tabs available on YouTube itself. You'll see a community tab. We're just sharing the link shortly. Please have a bit of patience. Perfect, perfect. Okay. While we are sharing the link, I'll just show you guys something where you can find multiple different dashboards made by people. So you can just search up on your browser. I'll just open my Chrome for the same. Yes, the link will be posted in like 5 minutes. So whenever we click on, you just need to search for Fabric, Microsoft Fabric community, right? And from there you can click on Power BI forums. So this is basically a page wherein multiple people are there. Community of people are there who are exploring multiple things about different sorts of apps. So I've opened for Power BI, right? So as you can see, there are multiple people asking questions to each other, right? Telling their own uh, insights and their own thoughts. So that is how you also can join these communities. You can get to know more about an app, right? So if I click on Power BI, then it's showing me that get help with Power BI. So you can share questions, ask her questions, and you can find ideas from here as well. So just say you can go to galleries from here. Now, if you want, as you can see, there are galleries over here which show you a particular dashboards from here. So say if I need any dashboard, say I need this. Now I can read these dashboards, and these are proper Microsoft approved dashboards. You can click on ideas as well. You can submit your own ideas, and you can vote for others' ideas. So similarly, this is basically a platform where multiple people can collab, or multiple you can interact with a lot of people. You can find like-minded people, and this is an official community, so there is no such problems as well. Yes, you can post your dashboard as well. You can post your dashboard as well, as I showed. Submit ideas. Under submit ideas, you can post your own dashboard, right? Then inspirations में जाके you can Power BI galleries में. We're just posting the link for this in the chat as well. So say quiz whiz gallery, quick whiz gallery. So there are multiple dashboards that you can see for yourself. यहाँ से you can get an idea on how to create your own dashboard. You can get inspirations on dashboards. So the link has been in the chat for the community fabric. So you can refer, say, no, this is how dashboards work. So you can check out dashboards. You'll eventually find out how fascinating these dashboards are, how do these work, and so on and so forth. As you can see, whenever I'm clicking on a particular day, this changes. So if I remove Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, this will change. Similarly, it is in for every dashboards. Guys, we'll be sharing the link for the attendance shortly. Just wait for a while. Try out this community till then. It will be mailed, yes. No, it will not extend. We'll be sharing the attendance like sharp at 9, wherein you can mark your attendance and then the session will be concluded. The link will be open until end of the day. So make sure you're filling the form by 11:59 p.m. Uh, Tomato creates. No, there is no topic left. First of all, second, no, we'll not be creating those particular dashboards. Those dashboards were shown just for your own reference, so that you can have an idea on how dashboards work in Power BI. Perfect. The attendance link will be shared in the live chat shortly. No, Rishit, the link will be shared in the live chat itself. I hope you all had a fruitful session today. Devam, as we discussed the uses for Power BI, it is primarily to visualize the data and understand the data in a better way rather than raw data. Also, we can clean the data simply using Power BI. Perfect. I hope you guys like the session. We are welcome to any feedback that you guys had. We'll make sure that the we improve on the two feedback on the upcoming 2 days. That's great. That's great. Okay. The attendance link has been uploaded to the community. You can have a look there, and we'll just be uploading on the live chat as well. Community, for there to check the community, just open the Nucleus channel, the channel you are in right now, and just go to posts, and you will find the Google form. Moderators, if you could share the link in the live chat as well. Will we build a similar dashboard? Yes, we will equip you with resources so that you can also build dashboards, strong dashboards by the end of the bootcamp. All right, the link for the attendance the form has been shared in the chat as well. So you can fill the Google form. It's a simple form of 10 questions. If you will go through those 10 questions, answer those, and whoever fills the form gets the attendance. Make sure your details are filled in correctly. Because we'll be taking the data, your details from these responses itself. And make sure that you are filling in the Google Forms in all the 3 days, not just today. Because if you are not attending on all the 3 days, your attendance won't be counted and you won't be eligible for the certification. Thank you guys. I hope you had a great day in the workshop. The link will be open until the end of the day, so make sure you have filled the form until then. If you're done with the attendance, or if you have any doubts, you can ask in the chats. No, there is no cutoff as such, as this workshop is conducted to make you learn. So there is no marks as such. The quiz is kept so that you can understand how much do you know, and then if you do not know anything or something that you have a doubt in, you can ask here or tomorrow as well.